The chapter Ebora is written in gray print with words overlapping and no set structure, which communicates clearly the author's idea that the unknown story of the Zong ship has multiple viewpoints of colonial oppression that are all unheard, because the only source of information is the case document, and no one knows the names of those who died or the true details of what occurred. In the chapter Ebora only, the author has her writing printed in the color gray purposefully to symbolize having a voice that is not heard in the feelings of loss and unsettlement and expression of the slaves on the ship and their telling of what happened on the ship. The use of the color gray may be interpreted in many ways, including serving the purpose of slaves having a smaller and unheard voice when contrasted to others. The other chapters within the book are written in standard black text, but when it is time to hear the story of what happened on the ship from the slaves, there is no clear story. Their words are not in standard black text because no one knows what they said due to the fact that those who are colonized are not always allowed to keep their historical identities. Reading the words in this faded format puts a visual to the lives and stories lost because their identities and stories drowned with them. The faded format can also be used by the author to create feelings of unsettlement within the reader. The reader should be unsettled by not knowing how the slaves felt or what they went through and the lack of a voice that the slaves had. Through the gray text, the author is purposely ending the book in a thought-provoking way. The reader is forced to think about how slavery, a tie to colonialism, silenced an entire group of people. It is clear that the impact of this realization is to lead readers to understand that the slave stories will forever be unheard, undocumented, and unacknowledged.
Philip tells the story of those involved in the Zong case through the overlapping of words in the last chapter, Ebora. Our group believes that the words in Ebora overlap in order to create the feeling that many stories of this colonial oppression are being told at once, and that those stories are intertwined. There is a sense of confusion that comes with attempting to read this chapter due to the overlapping. This is comparable to the confusion that is felt when multiple people are trying to talk at the same time. As the text overlaps, there are also some words that aren't covered by the overlapping, and we believe that this is strategic. The legible words don't give us enough information to be able to tell us what's going on. However, words such as mortality, fate, told cold, and our loss give us the sense that there is death occurring here. The connotation of these words indicates that the story has a morbid ending. How the text is written here with overlapping allows Philip to tell the story of the death of these slaves in the colonial period and how their stories are all intertwined.
Philip conveys the stories of the Zong case during the colonial era by not giving the last chapter any sort of structure. By not giving the piece a set structure, she communicates the mystery of the slave stories during their oppression. Like the purpose behind the overlapping of the words, this creates a sense of confusion. The confusion that the readers face contributes to the mysterious nature of the stories and emphasizes that what truly happened on the ship is still not known. There is only the case document to give us information pertaining to the Zong case. This gives us little knowledge to structure an idea of what happened. This inability to form a conclusion about what happened parallels with the lack of structure in this chapter. Because there is no set structure, it allows Philip to convey the lack of details of what really occurred on the Zong ship.
In Ebora, the last chapter, through the way that the text is written and overlapping in gray and with no set structure, Philip clearly communicates the vast unknown of what happened on the Zong ship.